What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and I am joined by my co-host, my sister, Darla.
What's up?
My brother, Derek.
What's up?
And my friend, Dan.
What's going on?
What?
You okay?
I forgot Darla for a second.
Oh, okay. Again?
Like literally 10 seconds before he did his opening.
It was. And it just out.
Right over your head.
So this week we're talking about the Adam Project. This was a movie. Interesting premise, I guess. I don't know. I think my overall thoughts was by the end of this was very predictable.
Yes. You know what? I kind of feel like the internet really seems to like this movie for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was in Netflix top 10.
Yeah.
How easy is it to get into Netflix top 10?
Everybody's got to watch it.
I think it's by views.
By views?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think to me this movie was more about life lessons than like anything else. Because like you said, it's predictable. Like you kind of know where they're going, what the problem is going to be, and how they're going to solve it. Like it's a time travel movie, so it's kind of samey.
That's a word.
Yeah. At first, I was like, man, it feels like they're kind of rushing the plot here. Like, it really did.
In the beginning, it did seem like they were rushing into it.
And I was like, okay. But then by the end of the movie, I was like, huh. And this is only like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. It's not a long movie. Mm-hmm. But by the end of it, it felt a little long. So it's a weird pacing because in the beginning of the movie, I'm like, they're moving at a quick pace, but I thought it was too quick for the story. And then it just dropped off.
Yeah, like this movie could have been about 15-20 minutes shorter.
Yeah,
probably. But yeah, initially they did rush into it. Like, I mean, you had him running from whoever he was running from. He gets to his old house. He goes ahead and explains to the kid how he knows him, this, that, and the other. He goes to the house, blah blah blah, tells him the whole spiel. And it's like within like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
of the opening of the movie. So it's like there's really no build up to it. They just throw you right into it, and it's like good or bad thing, I don't know, but like it just felt rushed to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, only for you to end the climax of it all, where all the action is happening. I guess it was slowed down, which I feel like was done on purpose.
Where about you talking about?
Third act.
The third act.
Yeah,
but when they actually went to Sylvania Services, what's the place called?
Sorian.
Yeah, okay. When they actually went to the facility,
maybe like a little bit before that. Yeah, I feel like it slowed down. Even the facility is supposed to be, your big old climax with the fight and whatnot. But even then, that was kind of nothing for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Darla said, there was like life moments, I guess, in this movie, which I'm like, okay, those were cool, but I don't know if I praised the movie over it. There were some good little moments and lessons through it, but
Well, I watched this movie 3 times.
Oh,
okay.
I watched it 3 times.
Did you finish it?
I did. I watched it all the way through eventually.
Oh, okay.
The first time, no. Second time, no. But the third time, I actually did get all the way through it. It was the beginning part where I kept dozing off at. Maybe because I was tired. Not necessarily the movie's fault, but whatever. So it was, like you said, the life lessons of
Adam.
Of Adam, yeah. And I guess basically how his older self was telling his younger self, about how to treat his mom, and she's going through this, that, and the other. She lost your father, and it's rough, and you're being a jerk. Basically every chance you get, and you should change that. So I feel like it was kind of more so that than much else, because like he didn't really teach his younger self much else other than that, did he? Unless I miss anything.
But what I got from it was he had to understand from both spectrums, because it was like his older self resented his dad and was angry because his dad died.
Right.
And then so he dealt with it as he focused on all the negative. Then it was just like, oh, well, he was never there, and he only thought about work, and if he wasn't this focused on on work, then this would never got invented, and all this other stuff. But it was his younger self was letting him know, like, he was there. You know, he did spend time with you. He was a good dad, but he was like, you dealt with it by being angry, so you focused on all the negatives. So it was kind of like a development of his whole character, like the body of his whole character.
Yeah, because he had brought up how, you know, his dad would come home, he'd be tired from work, but he'd still play catch with him. You know, he had that little pitchback thing, which I had, by the way.
Oh, fancy.
Talk about that later. It didn't always pitch back. I just say that. But anyway, he brought up how his dad would come home, like, no matter how tired he was, he would grab his glove and, you know, have a catch. But he also mentioned, he was like, these are some of the things that you may not remember, or maybe you don't want to remember.
Right.
And it was like, okay, why wouldn't he remember that? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be a pretty significant
Because
part.
it was saying that basically he let his grief cloud his judgment.
Okay.
Right.
He was so mad that basically that he had to grow up without his father. Then he's blaming his father for everything.
Okay. So that would cloud his good memory.
Yeah, basically like he let his grief
Okay.
cloud his memory.
Which I thought were good. That aspect of it, I thought were some good lessons, because it did show how people can deal, especially children, with these type of things. And it sounds weird, but you could be angry at the person that died. Not like you're actually mad at them, but because of the situation, you know, you end up bitter because of it. Or like when he was younger, where he kind of showed resentment towards his mom. Not that he hated her, but just dealing with the situation, he came off to her in a very negative way, which is how that, you know, how that could work out. And those lessons are good, I think.
Well, it was the same with his mom. His mom felt like that she had to show that she was being strong all the time, because to be strong for him. And his older self told her, like, no, you have to let him know that you're hurting and grieving too. Then he knows.
When you think about it, can you really be strong for somebody else? Like, is that ever possible?
No, but people think that, though.
But like, think about what she's trying to do, right? If she's not showing how sad she is, because she's like, eventually, like, your life has to go on. So she's going through every day, right? Not allowing herself to grieve, so she's not crying, she's not doing all this, because she felt like, I have to keep everything together for my son. But he's thinking, well, if she's moved on, why haven't I been able to move on yet? So he resents her as much as he resents his father for not being there.
Okay, so then to my point would be, like, if you do that, then you're basically telling him to, number one, hide your emotions. Number two, to not address any, like, feelings or reality that you're going through, and, like, find something fake, basically, to cover it all over with.
But that's what
that was the lesson. They were saying that was wrong for her to do.
Like, it's okay to show emotion. It's okay for him to know how sad you are. Like, if he knows she's sad too, then they can work through it together.
Yeah, that would bring them closer together, I would imagine, because it's like, he lost a father, you lost your husband.
But she's not thinking about that. She's thinking, if I have to show him I'm moving on, that I have gotten through this. That's how she's thinking, that's the way for us to move forward, which is not what he needed. Maybe there's a kid out there who needs that, but that's not what he needed.
Yeah.
And, like, I thought that scene in the bar with them was touching, and I kind of feel like it'd have been nice if we would have got a little bit more development for that, because it seems like
Wait, say that again?
The scene in the bar between him and...
No, not you. You said that again?
I thought the scene in the bar was touching.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
And I think, like, it'd have been great if we got
I did wonder
a little bit more
to
from
be
that,
developed
because it
more.
seems like obvious
I
to
did
me
too.
that after he left, like, she realized, like, hold on, you know, like, he's very familiar to me.
Yeah.
And then, like, that was the last
That
we
was
see
the
of her in
last.
this movie.
Yeah. I like, speaking of that, because it did, I was thinking, I was like, did she figure that was her son or something weird at least?
Right.
But I did like how the father, like, immediately,
He
was
immediately
like,
figured
is
it out.
this time
Like,
travel?
He was like, wait, Adam? And, like, he just, like, immediately figured out, like you said. So I feel like you know, not to say that a mother is closer to, you know, her kids or anything like that, not to throw that out there, but I feel like with that like level of familiarity that he had, I feel like she would have been like, you know, what
I don't
was
know.
this?
I don't
Well,
think my mom would have figured it out.
It was 30 years later. That's well, no, I mean, it might feel weird, but your first thought isn't going to be time travel. Like if I see my 30-year-old son, I might think
But
that
that's
like,
us,
man,
though.
he looked kind of
Like that's
familiar.
us knowing that time travel is not a thing. Like, and
Well,
this type
to
of-
her, she thinks time travel is not a thing.
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
Okay, but did she know what her husband was working on?
No one did.
Yeah.
Nobody did, except for her husband.
And then he wasn't really
Yeah, and
working.
he didn't know he was working on time travel.
It was a theory. He didn't
Yeah.
think that he was actually going to, like, create time travel.
Right.
Even after he knew that they had come back into the past, he didn't think that he was the one that broke time travel.
Okay.
You know,
It was his business partner, Dad,
What was her name again?
Saurian.
Sorian.
That was her name?
Yeah.
That's her last
Oh.
name.
Maya.
forget
her.
Maya, yeah.
Yeah,
Maya.
there we
Sorry.
go.
Okay.
Maya.
Maya. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she was evil.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like
Definitely villain.
Had to kill his wife twice.
to the extreme a lot. And I'm
She
like,
did.
was this necessary?
So for her, let me guess. So the father made time travel. She went back in time to tell herself to invest in it so that she can profit off of him making time travel.
Invest in
Yeah.
that, and also to get rid of whatever, I guess, restrictions there may have been or whatever. So it's easier for her to do whatever it is she's doing.
Yeah, because when he created, and that's what that ending scene is, it had all of the restrictions set in place so that in the future they couldn't change that. So that's why she needed to go in the past and to get herself to change those restrictions so then in the future they will no longer be there.
Okay. That might be the part that
Yeah, because that's what he was arguing with his oldest son about. Like, no, that's not possible because this and this is supposed to happen, and then this and this is supposed to happen. And he was just like, I know, but it's changed. He was like, it doesn't matter anymore. And
I
he
would've
kept
been-
on trying to tell him, like, no, it's supposed to because I put this in place. And he was just like, it doesn't matter.
To be for real, I would have been frustrated with him too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, obviously, I came back here. I get what you're saying, but I came
Yeah.
back here for a reason. At least listen to what the reason is.
Yeah, that was super annoying. Like, dude, shut up.
Like, you gotta go. No, blah, blah, you gotta go. And I'm like, yo, bro. I'm
Here,
here
your sons. I mean, you gonna
for
feel
a
some
reason.
level of
Yeah.
maybe I know better than you.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like, he
that's
came
how-
back like 40 years into the past for this. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, at least let him explain what's happening. He didn't just come back for fun.
I agree.
Right. And he did say it. He said, I didn't come back in the past because we
We're
didn't have
short on hugs.
because we were short on hugs in the future.
What do you think? We're short on hugs?
I guess this might be a nitpick. But in the beginning of the movie, why did he get suspended? For fighting when he
Oh,
just
when
got
he
chased
got
down
attacked?
and
Yeah.
attacked. Why did they both get suspended?
Well, his
No,
mom
they both get
said.
when
No,
you-
he didn't do anything. Oh, so I get suspended for being held up and
I
punched.
have
You
seen
know what?
that.
I have seen that happen.
Yes.
Like even like in school, like they would
Yes.
suspend both kids that were in the fight,
What?
no matter who started.
He didn't even
Yeah.
fight.
It was-
I get
No,
no
he
matter.
didn't.
I get the whole no matter who started it, but he
I
didn't fight.
definitely
He
have
didn't
seen
fight
it.
back. I've never seen that.
He didn't fight
You've
back
never
at
seen
all.
that?
He just got
I've
punched.
seen that happen
I've
a
seen
lot.
it.
But think about it, like an active fight, but he didn't fight back.
He didn't fight. I get the whole
Which
both
was
everybody
super
fighting, but he didn't
annoying.
fight.
Like,
That is annoying.
I mean, like, can we throw a punch, please? Like, what was this crying and run away nonsense? Like, what
He
is
only
that?
He
cried
didn't cry and run away. At least he
when Ryan-
kept his
he made him
sassiness.
when he
When
made him fight him. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's when
in
he
the
cried
beginning
and ran
he
away.
cried and run away. He
Yeah.
did.
He was
I
kinda
mean, he
just like,
stood
"Oh,
up to him.
whatever."
Yeah.
Fight
You know what I'm saying?
back.
Well, that's like it just felt like that wasn't his character. Like
Yeah,
his
that's
character
not-
was like to be the
He was fine for standing up to
butthole
him.
kind of.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
yeah.
his mom
Even
said
to
like,
the
I know
point
what
he's
kind of mouth
insulting.
he got on you, so
Right.
it's like
Yeah.
maybe you're egging this on. And even if he was, it's like words are words, man.
Yeah.
Like if you ain't touching me, I ain't really worried about it.
Yeah.
You feel me? But it's like
I was mad about this.
If you gonna like, yeah, I was upset.
If I was a
about that, too.
parent, I would
I
be
think-
upset. I'm
I
like,
thought it
yo,
was
bro,
weird
he didn't fight.
that it was like, and
Right,
he's
I'm like, I would've been up in
obviously
arms, like-
not a fighter, but this is obviously not the first time he's been suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes no sense to me that you can constantly suspend this kid who's not fighting back. That
Right.
doesn't make any sense to
So
me.
you
Well, maybe
mean to
the
tell me I
suspension
did
is
something wrong for getting
because
punched
he-
in the face?
escalating it for running his mouth.
That's not a thing.
But I feel like that's not like the right angle to take at it. Like it's like somebody's coming at you. You have a right to defend yourself, whether it be verbally or physically.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's defending himself verbally, then you should keep attacking him verbally.
Well,
but if
I
you
think
decide to take it to a
anything,
physical
like,
point,
if he
that's
keeps
on
getting
you.
beat up, like maybe you should do something more to these bullies over here.
Maybe.
I mean, apparently,
Yeah,
it's
but
illegal.
I mean,
Schools rarely ever do that.
That's all I was gonna say. We all have went
Yeah.
to school. When the school
Schools
takes
rarely
care
ever
of
do that.
bullies, they take care of the bully when the bully gets beat up.
and
Every
only
scenario.
then, like
Only
outside
then.
of that, they like.
Yeah,
I mean,
the bully
well,
does everything to everybody. Nothing is done
Yeah.
until the bully is beat up.
so the number of witnesses that you got against the bully, still nothing happens. It's like okay.
What I'm saying, like, if he's gotten suspended multiple times, it means that they have been suspended multiple times too, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. Is there?
I
a
would
cap on
think
these
so.
things?
Like it didn't say that the
and
other
then
kid got
there's
suspended.
well, he did.
He
like
did?
when he
Did.
ran into them,
Okay.
when Ryan Reynolds told him to fight back, and that's when he started crying and whatnot for some reason.
Because he made him fight.
Whatever. Like, I don't understand that, but whatever. That's whatever.
Man, there's some issue with her. After today, her reasoning on things, I don't know. It's on left
afraid.
field. Okay, she's still on this. All right.
I ain't gonna lie, I agree with that. Like if you bother me and you get physical, then yeah, I'm gonna get physical. with you.
Yeah, that's fine, but
There's
she's
no-
talking about
there's
she
no
doesn't
negotiation.
understand why the kid ran away crying.
I don't understand.
I
that.
don't understand
I
that.
don't understand it. Like, 'cause look, you don't have to win the fight.
Yeah, but it's like
But you
give
have to
him
defend
something
You
to
know
fight against.
that
I mean,
people are different. Like there are a lot of different types of personalities, and some people that's what they would do.
I mean, yeah, but at
in
some
that
point you gotta
situation.
find out that like,
Well, like, yeah.
the more I keep running away, the more they're gonna keep coming.
Not
like-
everybody is
Exactly. Like, think about it. Like, how many times you gonna go through this? Like, this is not a one-off thing. Like, he's been going through this for multiple occasions, right? Years or more.
In a way, he did fight
So,
back because he
at-
fights back with his mouth. Because you see,
But
he
then he
keeps
gets
talking.
punched
Not
in
enough.
the
about
mouth.
He gets
So,
punched in that very same mouth.
Not enough.
that very same mouth he got
Like,
punched
okay,
in.
yeah, okay, you get points for running your mouth, but like, if he's gonna punch you with it, I don't know. You might want to
Maybe
throw a
punch him in
too.
his.
They don't,
Yeah.
and that doesn't always work. But
No, but here's the thing about like most bullies though. That, like, if you fight back, they're gonna leave you alone
They
and
don't
move
like
on to
being hurt.
somebody else.
Like, period. Nobody likes being hurt. Then you bring a bully involved. He's gonna pick on people that he feels like ain't gonna do nothing
He
back
only
to him.
picks on people he know he can get away with it.
True.
But if they hit him back and they hurt him, he ain't gonna want to experience that hurt too much.
Yeah.
He gonna back off, even if it's not completely. He gonna back off somewhat because he's gonna be thinking about that. So
I mean,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
saying y'all wrong there. I'm just saying, like, for you to be looking at a single child and going like, well, what's wrong with him? I feel like, yo, I'm like, bruh.
I understood.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it, but it's like I feel like he got so much going on at home. I'm like, I would, from personal experience, I feel like he would use that as anger to like drive him to like be like, hey, back up off me. Because I mean, that's what I did. Like when I was in school, I would use my home situation basically as anger or as fuel.
Some people
To,
will.
like-
But
Some
the
people
thing
won't.
is that's development of the character. That's how he ended up being who he was as an adult. It was
Yeah.
he did eventually get tired of it. We don't. That wasn't that part of his life yet. But it's like, yeah, he did eventually. Like, okay, I'm not getting beat up anymore. So hence on how he was able to become who he was. So now he can fight. Now he can defend himself.
Man, can't he? Because he still got beat up.
But it was a lot of people though.
It was just that one guy.
Oh, that one guy though.
That one dude. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but that one dude had skills.
still getting at you though. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that one dude had skills though.
I feel like he should have had some kind of comparable skills.
Even though he
At that
had
point.
fighting skills, he could not dodge.
He
Or
couldn't
nothing.
dodge. Yeah, he could not. Like, well,
He
bruh,
got hit
get
by
out the
everything
way, man.
all movie.
Yeah, they wouldn't even aim for you when they hit you. Like, he's like, ow, hey! It's like a completely different fight. I'm like, come on, man, do something.
Yeah.
But I feel like he never like learned that bob weave skill.
No,
you know
he
what I'm
never
saying?
did.
So,
Yeah.
Had that double-edged lightsaber. Then the dude had the energy nunchucks. Is that what that was?
Yeah, I was like, what? Why? The little lightsaber thing, I'm like, okay, yeah. It actually seemed to do some pretty cool things, you know.
Yeah.
But the
The
nunchuck,
energy nunchuck?
yeah, I was like, what are you doing with that? First of all, nunchucks are dumb.
They're dangerous to the holder. The nunchucks are dangerous to the holder, man, if you ask me.
If you know how to use them.
If you know how to use them, sure. How many people
Bruce
know how to
Lee
use
was
them?
a beast. With
That was not Bruce Lee.
a stick is better
Well,
than nunchucks.
I mean, like any weapon
agree.
where you got to be close
As
to the
Donatello.
guy
True.
to inflict damage on them. I'm like,
Like, a
feel like
nunchuck
the-
isn't stiff, so when you hit
I feel
them,
like
some
if
of the
you-
energy is going because it's
But I
you
feel
know, all
like
the nunchuck users gonna be angry at you now.
right.
what nunchuck user?
Shout out to our nunchuck viewers, if there are any. You ever hit yourself with it? Probably did. Anyway,
I feel like that's a weapon you use to be disrespectful to your opponent.
nunchuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get with that. I can get with that because it's like kind of a. I feel like it requires too much energy to use the nunchucks and inflict damage. It's too much energy drain
you got to
from
do
yourself.
a lot to inflict damage.
Because any movie you look at, when they're like, then they throwing it all around and everything.
I feel like
nobody
if
was
I block a nunchuck with my arm, I'm not going to break my arm.
hit. Yeah, it might hurt.
I feel like you might.
It might hurt.
If it was a stick, probably. A bat, yep.
So why wouldn't
A
I break
nunchuck?
your arm?
It would hurt, but I don't think it would break.
I think it would.
Where's all the energy at? Where's all the energy at? It's lost because you got a chain in between the two sticks.
the two sticks.
So it's just
I
a
don't know.
floppy stick.
I
don't know.
think you
Like I said,
guys
it's
have
going
wrong
to
about
hurt.
this.
Yeah.
It's going
gonna
to
hurt.
hurt. But some of that energy is going to be lost in that chain. There's too much slack in that chain, man. It's
I don't know. I view it as the same thing as using a whip as a weapon.
Nah,
Like,
well, a whip
initial-
does a different type of damage.
But I'm saying, like initially, a whip is
I
nothing.
mean, it
It's
will hurt.
flimsy.
It's a blunt force. I'm not saying you can't
No,
do some
that's a
damage.
Bad example.
Yeah, it is bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because a
It's not the
whip
same.
is like it's not. It's
It's cutting.
designed to like cut.
Right, I know, but I'm saying like, so same with a nunchuck. Like when you have it, it's light. You can bang it against you, and it's like okay, it's nothing. But I feel like if you have enough force and skill with it, that it will cause damage to someone.
But you would
If you hit 'em in
less
the right place,
energy
I feel like it
yourself
would.
if you just had a stick without a chain in between it.
I mean, you could just use a stick or a knife or anything.
Or even just a chain.
Yeah, actually. The
Just
chain.
a chain would help. Like, I mean, you got to put sticks on the end of it. Just the chain itself would hurt.
You guys are offending.
We
me.
went way too far.
Yeah,
Are we?
Yes.
I'm
I'm just
it's
saying,
a
it's
dumb
my
weapon.
opinion, man. Everybody got an opinion. Now, if you can't accept that, then maybe you're too sensitive. I'm just saying. But either way,
I have no comments on this.
I'm okay.
You're afraid of offending the nunchuck crowd.
right.
You just
Yeah,
went
but
so
not-
hard in
But
on
not people
Avatar.
running away from fights.
Because running away from fights is stupid.
She's like, but nunchucks don't. No, man, we don't want it. We don't want them in the comics.
It is, but a wise man did once tell me, like, a good run is better than a bad stand any day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sometimes
Know what I mean?
right.
So, like,
true.
a
Live
good
for
run.
another day.
Yeah, a good run. No,
That
I'm
is
sorry,
true.
I'm getting
Live to
worried.
fight
Sorry.
another day.
My bad.
However, in that situation,
In that situation, yeah,
You
it's
fight.
just one guy.
I don't know. Was that all with the Adam Project? Zoe thought on this part was whatever. She didn't really need to be in the movie.
I feel like all of the people, like, they made a big deal about her and Mark Ruffalo, and like they were in this movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they went out in this movie for long.
Just
And
honestly, you should have just said starring Ryan Reynolds, because that's who was in this movie.
he was the draw.
Yeah. Although I would say I think the kid did a good job of being Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
in
did.
The
Yeah,
beginning, I was like, oh, yeah,
yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds.
that's
Like
the
when he
Ryan
was talking to the
Reynolds
bullies.
quippiness.
Yeah.
He was talking to the bullies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's definitely Ryan Reynolds. So like, I feel that. That was cool. Him and Ryan Reynolds had some decent chemistry, I think, throughout the movie.
That did work.
Yeah, throughout the movie. Mark Ruffalo was a little bit weird, in my opinion. Like when they put him in, he was a little bit weird, in my opinion. Like, it was hard to believe that he was their dad. Like, maybe that's just me, but it was just hard to believe that he was their dad. You know what I'm saying? But I guess in some way it fits.
I just,
So-
you know what, honestly, like, looking at it, I was thinking, like, there's no way Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Gardner has a kid like this.
definitely that. Like, I mean, come on.
Was his hair blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a dark blonde or something, and
Not seem possible. Plus, Ryan Reynolds' hair isn't blonde, so I was like,
I'm like, what happened along the way? Like, I mean,
your hair can get darker as you age.
all right, fine.
yeah, but
That's
like
not
to
unusual.
start off, like, come on, like, look at that kid next to Ryan Reynolds. It's like
It's not unusual for people's hair to darken.
y'all are cousins, if anything.
The future was drastically different, though.
Drastically. So, you know, but I mean, yeah, it was. But Jennifer Garner wasn't really like in the movie a whole lot. So I feel like her character was kind of just a spot holder. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like really significant in my opinion.
But that's
It was-
basically everyone outside of Ryan Reynolds and the person he plays Sorian, who I probably should know who that is, but I don't.
Yeah, I probably should too.
Oh, yeah. Very familiar.
No.
She did look very familiar. Like, I'm like, I know I've seen her somewhere else, but I cannot place it though.
Yeah, so like I feel like I think like I was thinking like how much you pay for these? Maybe you should pay for some more CGI. Why are you paying these named stars for these 15-minute roles?
I mean, yeah, because dog, like Ryan Reynolds was enough to like carry the movie, if you ask me.
Yeah. You could have got anybody to play the other parts.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. And I don't even know the guy that played his rival from the future, the Asian guy.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that was.
Her name is Catherine
The junior.
Catherine Keener,
I don't
and
think you got to.
she was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. She
Okay.
was
Oh,
the
she was the
girlfriend.
girlfriend. Yeah, she was the girlriend. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I know I seen her.
and
face
she was
before.
also in Get Out. She was the one stirring the tea.
Oh, she was the mom.
I
Yeah.
knew I seen her in something else.
I don't remember that.
The
When he was in the
I don't
chair.
remember the mother.
the hypnotist.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but I
He
don't
was
remember
in
like
the
what she
chair?
looked like though.
Oh,
The mom was like the main part.
I don't remember what she looked like. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it was
that
her.
much attention to that part.
All right.
But okay.
She looks like that.
Okay. Okay, so wait, which one was really her? The younger version or the older version?
The
Which one
older
was
version.
the older
The older
version.
version
But
kept
I
going
think
back in time
yeah,
till
but
the
I
younger
think they
version
made
was
her look older than what she actually looked. I
No,
don't.
they made her
So-
look younger.
Yeah, they definitely DH.
So the younger version of her was the CGI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure.
Don't DH unless you got that Marvel money.
Yeah, she's a little weird looking.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that part out. But okay, so the scene where you got Mark Ruffalo, Ryan Reynolds, and the kid there, and then she's about to shoot Mark Ruffalo, and he's like, nah, I'm not gonna give you the drive or whatever, and she's about to shoot him, and
this
she's like,
nitpicks? Is this nitpick?
it just nitpicks.
Sure.
Okay.
Or do we want to get into that first? Did you have movie facts?
Just one. This director who directed will be the second time him and Ryan Reynolds has done a movie together. I think the first one was Free Guy. Then they
Oh,
did
really?
this.
Okay.
And,
That's believable. I
Nah,
see.
this doesn't stand up to Free Guy.
and then he will also be the director of Deadpool 3.
Okay.
Oh man, you see that facial expression change?
I think
I was like, oh.
Ooh.
I think you gonna hold this one movie against him?
Well, I
we
mean, it's
talking about
you
Deadpool
go from
3,
this and then you go to Deadpool 3. It's like,
It's like,
ooh.
no, I wouldn't hold this movie against him, but like,
I don't look at him.
I would
as
definitely
Ryan
hope he
Reynolds'
would
work.
completely forget this movie before he
Wow.
directs
Wow.
Deadpool 3.
wow.
Wow.
I wasn't going that hard. I was just
I'm
saying
gonna
it
go that
wasn't
far.
Deadpool 3. Free Guy was fine. And then this. It's
Okay,
just
well,
not
Free
Deadpool
Guy-
3 caliber.
Free Guy was a goofier movie. Like, it's Free Guy. Like, it's a video game, you know
the
what
guy
I'm saying?
has no range. Like, who
Okay,
says he
maybe he
can't do?
does.
Like, what else has he done?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't,
Therefore, we can only assume
Based off of this movie.
this is his range. So if he proves himself with Deadpool 3, then, hey, by all means,
Yeah.
go ahead, take on whatever
It might
other
still be
projects you
good.
want to do. But it's like, I'm going to be thinking about this movie when I see Deadpool 3. I'm like, I really hope that there ain't no remnants of this movie in Deadpool 3. That's just me personally. But, like I said, it can still be good. It is Deadpool. It is Marvel. So it's like, I feel like it's going to be a different feel just because of that. But, it's going to be in the back of my mind. Let's just say that.
Okay. All right. So nitpicks. Pick some nits.
Take some that.
You hear a funny noise in the woods? You gonna check that out?
Nah, yeah, that
Nope.
definitely shouldn't.
This is how
Nope.
you.
No.
This is how you
Nope.
find your body in the woods. Like, what is this?
Also,
like, what are you doing?
Don't have woods behind your house. That's how bears and ish get all up in your yard and stuff. I'm good.
Especially when your
Ish.
windows goes from ceiling to the floor.
Oh yeah, that's never a thing in my house. No, I will never have windows that go from the ceiling to the floor. It is too easy, too vulnerable, too brittle. No, I need something solid back there. On the outside, on the outer wall of the house, maybe the outer wall is brick. Then the next wall you get to, maybe that's still in the floor glass. But the outer wall needs to be.
Wait, you're gonna be staring at brick.
You go sneak.
You're gonna be staring at brick
wall.
Just
Sure.
don't put the glass there.
Yeah, but like if anything, I don't want my outer wall to be all glass. Like I seen a house on Lake Road that was all glass, like staring out to the lake. It looked nice. But when you think about it, this is really easy to get into. It wasn't thick glass. Like it's not bulletproof. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you
I
can throw a
mean-
rock at it and get in there pretty easily. I don't. They didn't have a fence, so
I don't know. It's
like
probably
that.
tempered glass. I don't know if you can get in easily with a
It
rock.
was literally thin. Like you know how you tap on glass and you can tell if it's thick or not.
All right.
It was not.
I mean,
thick
like if
glass.
you're building a house, I would imagine you use tempered glass. Like,
It may have been tempered, but like I said, you tap on that glass, it does not feel solid at
all
all.
right, all right.
So I
But yeah,
just
you
don't
go
feel
in the
comfortable
woods
with
to
it.
Check that.
Yeah, no, you don't go in the woods.
All right, who's
Yeah,
back to the
there's
director?
no
Hold
way
on
we're
a
going.
second.
Oh,
Okay,
so with the director. Okay.
He has some good movies behind him.
All right.
like
Date Night.
Oh, yeah, I did like that. I did like that.
Night at the Museum.
All right.
which one?
The first one.
Okay,
Yeah, that was
okay,
good.
that was good.
We already said Free Guy. Stranger Things.
Oh,
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, never. I'll take it back. I'll take it all back. I'll take it all back, baby. All right, you do you. You got range. I'll give it to you. I apologize for my previous comments.
Excuse me.
You do what you
bad.
do.
My bad.
Deadpool 3, we're looking forward to it.
All right. Any other nitpicks?
You guys can say yours. I have one more, but
Okay, well, it was just the scene where she was about to shoot Mark Ruffalo, and he's like, no, I'm not going to give you the drive and everything. He's like, okay, they're armor-piercing rounds, which means they have a, magnetic, whatever the deal was, something scientific. But it's like, okay, if there's this much draw to be able to pull a bullet from midair, but it's not moving you,
well, they
At
were
all?
really inconsistent with that. Like
That
it was,
magnet was very
Very
inconsistent.
selective.
Because
The
it's
watches
like-
stayed on their
It's like
hands.
they
Yes.
snapped his buttons though.
Yeah.
yeah, snatch his buttons off. But like,
And that was in the beginning.
Yeah.
yeah, before it opened all up and got worse. So now we at the point where it's just a strong gust of wind. Like, I mean, come on now.
Because
It's
if
a
it's that
bullet.
strong, she can't hold that gun.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I
Even
was
if the
thinking.
gun
Yeah,
is
so I was like, yeah,
plastic.
she takes the
Exactly.
gun.
That's
Yeah.
because it's got the bullets in it.
Yep.
And that's what I thought. And I was like, somebody in the writer's room was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. They shoot it and the magnet pulls
Like,
the
that's
bullet.
why I knew they were going
And it was
with
like,
that.
yeah, that's cool, I guess, but that's not
Yeah,
possible.
you gotta finish that trail though, man. Like it's like it can't just
'cause
be
she
the
can't
bullet.
hold it. She can't hold the gun then. The gun goes.
Right.
Yeah. Like if it's snatching a bullet, then it's snatching your.
And were they standing on metal?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Like that wasn't
a model
plastic.
platform.
Like they're not housing Magneto.
It
That
was-
was not plastic.
Yeah.
So,
It was very inconsistent.
yeah, very
And when he
selective.
had them gloves on,
Yeah.
oh, he doesn't have an arm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I was
Right.
thinking that too. I was like, oh man, this boy about to lose his hand.
Yes. I mean, like, come on, man.
His arm is gone.
And then what did they have him like do some kind of weird trick to slip up out of the gloves and everything, slide down the window? Like, come
Yeah,
on,
he
no.
slid down the window.
No,
that's
no,
not how magnets
dude.
work. I guess if he's too heavy, but with a magnet that strong, he's definitely
No,
not
he's
too
not
heavy.
too heavy.
First of all,
Especially at
see how
freaking
small
12
he
years
was?
old. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that scene
So
was very
I was like,
inconsistent.
someone didn't think this through.
Right, so I'm like, those batons that was
Well,
plastic.
the dumb nunchucks got sucked in, but his lightsaber thing didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so is that
isn't
not
it
made out of
basically
metal?
the same thing?
I thought they were made out of the same thing.
It's
I don't
basically
know.
the same thing.
I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't believe none of this.
It was a selective magnet.
Very selective.
I'm gonna pull this and this and this. I watched
But not
too
that.
important. I'll let you have it. Let you have it.
So yeah,
That wasn't my nitpick, but I figured someone was going to bring that up. Mine was, after all of that, why are they still standing there? And then it was like, you have 10 seconds to evacuate. It was like, we should go now. Like,
y'all were standing there for 30 minutes. It never
Yeah.
occurred to you,
and
hey,
then now the platform getting sucked in.
here, now.
Now it
Yeah.
is.
After y'all been standing on it.
And they do not make that jump and go through the door.
No.
No, they don't.
No.
No, they don't.
They do
Only one
not.
person made it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, if they make the jump, the door is closed.
Yeah, so like you made the jump, kudos, but the door closed on you. You still game over.
I'm like, there's no way you make that jump and get through the door.
Yeah, still game over. So, yeah, that was
that was my nitpick.
that's a bit much for me.
Yeah.
And then she fires the bullet and she kills herself. It's like, okay.
Which, I mean, like, you saw it coming from a mile away, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
kinda
saw
I
saw
it.
it.
thought
I'm
she was
like-
going to jump in front of the bullet.
Yeah.
Like she was gonna have a change of heart.
Like
Yeah.
herself all of a sudden grew a like, first of all, like, I feel like her younger self all the shit, like, when think of the things she was asking you to do,
Yeah.
like, at some point you gotta say, like, yo, this ain't right. And she's
But
like,
I
I,
think-
did everything you said. Like, you already doubting it. Like, why are you listening to this lady?
And I feel like she was like kind of coming over to that because like you can see the look in her face, like when the camera panned like her way, you could see like she wasn't like feeling what she was saying. So it was like I did kind of think she was going to interfere in some way or another. That proved to be wrong. She didn't really interfere. She just got shot because the
Now-
bullet got pulled through it.
So yeah, they were kind of inconsistent with that from the beginning of the movie because when he was talking to his younger self, he said, "Oh, it takes time for like the entire timeline to change." You know, so because he was like, "Do you have memories of us meeting?" And he didn't because it would take time for all of that to go down. And my question is, why, when she shot herself, did she disappear immediately? Then, right? You're talking about she is 30 years in the future, and it took them a few hours to disappear after they stopped time travel.
catch for a minute.
Right.
Why did she disappear immediately? It should have taken
Maybe-
time for her to not
maybe-
exist anymore.
Maybe dying is different. Maybe memories and I don't know. I'm trying
Why,
to.
why is there a distinction between if I stepped on the street differently and it causes a cascade down the road, and then if my younger self dies, just like, oh no, that's a quick one. He's
Just
gone.
like
I don't know. I'm trying to get the movie benefit of the doubt.
Nah, it's inconsistent.
That is inconsistent. That's a pretty big deal. You know what I'm saying? After the whole fiasco and the whatever, I'm going to call it the collider. The fiasco with the collider.
Yeah.
So then they're like, oh man, we got to run. So they jump through the door and everything. They have their whole little spiel and talking blah, blah, blah. And they go home and play catch for who knows how long. And then they finally, end up disappearing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, the time lapse between that was not 3 minutes. It's like, it was a nice amount of time through there. You know what I mean? I would say at least an hour. Because, like, come on. Y'all don't
They
live
had
next
to
door.
drive back.
Yeah, they had to drive back.
Good job back in.
I was just about to say that.
That is a good question.
That's a good point. They caught the bus. Means it took even
Even
longer.
then. So they should have disappeared on the bus. Before the bus even got there. They should have disappeared. At least one of them should disappear. Which one? Who was
Wait,
the
so
furthest
did
away?
Mark Ruffalo forget? Because he was sitting there playing, and then they disappeared. And
No,
then-
I don't think Ruffalo will never like your future self. I think will forget maybe, but I don't think Mark Ruffalo forgets. So between now and the time he dies, 2 years from then,
Yeah.
he will remember meeting his future kids.
okay.
He did mention something. about
Because
that.
that's
He
the
said
reason.
he
Yeah,
got
because
to
that's the
see it.
reason why he didn't come up with time travel.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So yeah, so like he will apparently still die in that car accident or whatever, maybe. I don't know.
They don't say, right?
They
don't
don't.
say.
No, well, he did because it was just the son and the mom when
Yeah.
they showed
So
her.
yeah, so he will still die because that's just a thing that has happened.
I mean, that could have changed. I feel like there's
It's
significant
like a butterfly
difference.
effect. Well, I'm kind of glad that it didn't end up being that Sorian had him killed. I was glad that we didn't go that route.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
she
like,
didn't.
I
need to.
thought that's what it was leading
for
to.
a second, I thought that's where they were going to lead to. Like he
Yeah.
was the reason that she was the reason why his father was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's.
And I'm glad that they didn't tell us either. or what he died from.
A car
It was a
accident.
car accident.
Yeah, they told. It was
They
a car
definitely
accident.
told us. He
Oh,
died
I just
from a car
asked. I was like, did they say? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I must have missed that. All right, my bad.
I missed that too.
They just didn't tell him, which was, you know,
Yeah, because he's like, don't tell me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which is smart. Because
yeah,
he's
because
like,
you would
he doesn't want to
fixate
change
on
anything.
Yeah.
Right,
you
if
would
I die in a
fixate-
car accident, then I'm never going to drive.
Yeah. Even if I don't want to change anything, I'm going to be thinking about every time he get in the car, he's going to be like,
Is
is this
Yeah.
when I die in the car?
So yeah,
accident,
he
you know?
doesn't know when it's going to happen. He knows it's going to happen because he's like, I knew when I saw you. So yeah. Well, I really forgot the point we were making before we started talking about that.
Nice word.
We were talking about whether or not Mark Ruffalo remembered.
Yeah. I think he still remembers.
Yeah,
Like
but-
when they go back into their timeline, they said there might be like a fraction or a hint or like an echo or something. I think they called it.
The echo, he said,
Yeah. So Ruffalo definitely remembers because it all happened within his timeline.
Mhm.
But the other two, not necessarily.
Well, no,
He remembered
they wouldn't
enough to-
because it's the timeline will continue on from what the 8-year-old
Yes.
Adam forward. Yeah,
Yeah. But then you did see that little bit of echo when it goes back to his mom trying to pay the bill.
yeah.
And then he
gave her a
like
hug.
stops and go back and gives her a hug, which is what the older Ryan Reynolds told him to do for him.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Kind of like a feeling, maybe
Yeah.
that he gets. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so are we ready to rate the Adam Project?
I'm cool
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a watch while folding clothes, which is exactly what I did. I watched while folding my clothes.
You
Okay.
finished folding clothes?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. I never finished one of my clothes.
I never started. I did have clothes to fold, but I never started. But I would give it also a watch while folding clothes.
Yeah, same for me.
I would give it a watch while folding clothes as well.
I'm with it.
Well, that is a unanimous decision from us. This is a watch while folding clothes, meaning is it about a middle of the road movie, which is like, you know,
Either watch it or don't.
yeah.
Yeah, take it or leave it. It's you're not missing out on nothing if you don't watch this movie.
Not really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, with that being said, if you've watched the Adam Project, which there's been a lot of praise for it, so you can tell us in the comment section below why you liked it or didn't like it, I guess. And we'll want to see that.
for the lessons, or I guess life lessons, or whatever, if you will.
Yeah,
I think it's more so for
it
that.
has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't Red Notice also praised?
No, it doesn't have no. I don't
Like this?
Wasn't it not like
think
this?
so.
Okay, because I was gonna say because that was
I feel
Yeah,
like a
no.
lot of people watched it. I don't think a lot of people
Yeah.
said it was a good movie.
okay. All right. Well, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more movie reviews and reactions, and we will catch you next time. Thank you.
Peace out.